Good evening, everybody. Hope you're doing all right. It's time for the Rust Door rotation, which potentially could happen any minute now. And what's up for candidacy for today? Well, if you watched my most recent Rust Workshop skin checks, you might be aware that we have a lot of very interesting clothing and armor skins that could potentially be picked today. We could potentially see a continuation for the training set with a jacket. We could potentially see the version 2 of San Rhino hoodie and pants, or maybe Abyss hoodie and pants. We also have the likes of Pitta Tier 2 and Ronin Tier 2. And if you were to take a look at the top picks list for this week, we could potentially see the likes of Paisley. That's a pretty cool looking boonie hat and a poncho. We also have the likes of Banana hoodie and pants, high quality metal hoodie and pants. We could still maybe possibly see the likes of Ghillie Suit Tier 3, maybe even Concentric Tier 3. You probably can understand there's a lot of potential things that could be appearing, but which one's going to be picked? Which one's going to be picked? I'm talking too quickly. I don't know, but we are confident this is the week we are going to see this double sheet metal door being accepted. So, is it going to be the first instance? Is it going to be the second instance? Or is it going to be this newest third instance? Which one do you prefer? Many people have said the second one. The weird issue is the timing. Very recently, we just had that Twitch drops batch, and one of them was Blizzard ID's double sheet metal door, which had a big wide transparent opening that you could see through, and it also glowed in the dark. This basically does the exact same thing. It just has a little bit more of a window frame that you can see through, but this is going to cost money. Blizzard IDs was given away for free, so will this potentially not sell that much? And then again, maybe it might not be the one with the big window. Maybe it'll be this one. Things will be very awkward because I don't imagine people are going to want to spend that much money, and I don't think this is going to get bought that much, depending on whichever one it's going to be. Yeah, so I don't know what to expect. But we can discuss all of that when we actually see it potentially in the Rust Store, whichever one it's going to be. This one. We'll find out in a second. Also, last night we did do our abnormal buy orders. Highlighted everything. Yes, Redemption Tier 3 looks to be reasonably well invested into. With all of these buy orders, it's pushing all the way up to $2.49, the price it's currently selling for in the Rust Store. So, yes, if you thought, you know what, maybe I want to purchase something just before the Rust Store rotates, I would probably recommend, if you were to spend money towards something, Redemption is looking to be perfectly fine. I've bought 20 of each of the Tier 3 armor. Then we've also got the likes of Punk Jackdaw, $2.49 skin. It's the only skin this week that sold more than 15,000 sales. Well, for a $2.49 price, it's not getting the barders to really justify that the price is going to be sticking. It really does look like this is going to go down to about $1. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. There's no support to keep the price up. And then over to here, Ultra Large Box. Well, again, same thing, $2.49 price. And, well, the barders only going up to about $1.50. Nowhere near the price it's currently selling for in the Rust Store. But if we do potentially see the continuation being accepted today, maybe, because we have a garage door that was made for this set, maybe we could see the beginning of a brand new deployable collection. Maybe this could get reinvested into and, become a whole lot more valuable because of that. Then we also have the likes of the UAP Pilot sleeping bag. Little by little, bit by bit, we are seeing more and more of this set. No listing below $8, it seems. I don't know what's going on there, but a few more barders have appeared. This is what, a $2.49 price? But we should quickly just point out once again, this is the lowest selling sleeping bag in all of this year, which really does take me by surprise. I didn't mean to look at that. I meant to look at this. I clicked the wrong thing. Sorry about that. So yeah, apparently this is sold the least out of all the sleeping bags this year, which is a bit weird. It's got a deployable collection. It glows in the dark. It's goofy. I could imagine that rebounding and going up in price quite a lot in the future. So maybe you also might want to consider buying this, or maybe just hop in now and do a pretty good buy order because, well, you still can do that. There is like next to no buy orders above $1.50. So as time goes on, will this potentially dip below its Rust Store price? I'm expecting it, but if everybody's behaving like this, maybe it will never do that. Maybe. So very low sales. Pretty interesting future. We shall see. Then we have the Pixel Locker. Now, this had the lowest sales out of everything this week, only 7,000. Could that potentially mean this might be ripe for manipulation at some point in the future? We shall see. But, like I said last night, the lowest priced locker skin that's currently out at the moment is the Witch Locker, and that's only like $1.60. So I said, you know what, we could probably do buy orders up to about maybe $1.50. Someone did exactly that. Someone jumped in and did a $1.50 buy order. This is a $2 skin. You could buy this right now for $2, but honestly, even then, I still think this is going to go below its Rust Store price a fair bit. But because it sold hardly anything, there's only so many of these in circulation, maybe it might be all right as time goes on. And then we have the Armageddon AR, $2.49, and basically all the buy orders are barely over $1. All of it's below $1. It's unfortunate. Too many AK-47 skins have been accepted this year. So if there's far too many options to pick from, why would people want to choose this? It's unfortunate, but like I said, there's too many AKs that exist. Instead of spending $2.49 on this, you could probably go buy another skin on the Steam market right now. That might be a whole lot more flashier, a whole lot more desirable. So, yeah. So, with that, we've basically talked about everything. This is the last look at all the sales that we can currently see as of now. It's a matter of which will be picked for today. All we can do now is just refresh this over and over and over and over. Yeah, I'm going to do this for the next 3 hours or so. No. But chat, I will pass this on to you. And yeah, that's basically it. There's nothing else to really say. Do you reckon we'll see Banana, High Quality Metal, Sand Rhino, Abyss, Training, Ghillie Suit, or Concentric today? There's a lot of potential continuations, but based on last week's roster, or what we currently see right now, being pretty deplorable heavy, or this, and this, maybe we're going to see a lot more clothing and armor and weapon skins today, with the Bombshell sheet metal double door. If that double door doesn't appear today, I'm going to go crazy, because I don't know what's happening from here on now. Right, so with that, we'll skip ahead, and we'll see what actually rotates in. So, right, so apparently it's rotated now, and the new skins are... There we go. Ronin. Alright then. Yep, okay, that's cool. Oh, Kosem got a skin. Right, who's the new person? Is it Sunart? Sunart, have you had a skin accepted before? I don't think so. You as an independent person. I think you've had skins accepted before working as a group. Yes, because you helped, with that skin. Right, but as the main person, is that your first ever skin? I think that is. I think it's, Sunart this time. So yeah, Blackout double barrel shotgun was accepted. So it's 9 skins this week. Got that Neanderthal. Okay. Oh, and it was the most recent one. Okay. I don't think people are going to be super eager for that. So that's going to be a stupid talking point. We're going to be screaming and going back and forth about if people are going to be going crazy for it. All right. Okay. And we got the Moon Furnace as well. All right. Okay. It's a fine rust door. Another AK though. So, Redemption. It's going to be awkward for Redemption now, because if we're seeing this being accepted, does this definitely mean we're also going to see the likes of Redemption being accepted after this? We've got 2 active red collections, but the main talking point is no Abyss, no Banana, no High Quality Metal, no Sand Rhino. Oh dear. Oh dear. And you know how I said earlier, maybe it's not going to be so deplorable heavy this week? I don't know anymore. Alright, well, what we'll do is we'll skip ahead and then we'll go talk about all those new skins and we'll figure out what potentially might be a good investment for this week. So, right, gents, we're back. So, we got a bit of a problem. SCMM doesn't seem to be updating. We'll get back to this in a second. Look. It's not going to do September 28th. Just watch. Look at that. Yeah, awkward. So we can't really show off all the skins like we normally would, but we can work around that, don't worry. First thing we should address is the newest skins. So as you can see right here, we've got 9 brand new skins, and let's go ahead and quickly figure out which of these skins is and isn't abnormal. So we got 9 skins. Which of these are abnormal? As you can see here, this Blackout double barrel shotgun is not abnormal, but this Bombshell sheet metal double door is abnormal. We've got the link right there. The Damaged Tiles rug is abnormal. This is not abnormal. This is not abnormal. This full set is abnormal. And the Starry Dream AK-47 is not abnormal. This means we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 skins that are abnormal this week. And we'll be able to chase after them next week because they'll be marketable at an earlier time. And that means we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 regular skins that won't become marketable until the next rust door rotates, if that sounds all right with all of you. So, if we quickly hop back over to here, we're going to have to look at the skins this way and then just like kind of make some comparisons on SCMM, but it's going to be a bit awkward. So we're just going to work with what we see here. Let's talk about the Bombshell sheet metal double door. All right. So the first thing that I need to address is not too long ago we had a Twitch drops event happen, didn't we? And one of those skins just so happened to be a double sheet metal door, which had transparency, which glowed in the dark. Basically, it did everything that the Bombshell door does. And, well, this was given away for free. So what we're currently looking at is Blizzard ID's sheet metal double door. Hopefully we can go to its workshop page, and you can just easily see that, yeah, it's got transparency. People could get this about 2 weeks ago for free. Loads of people did. In fact, if we were to look at its specific page, I wouldn't be surprised if we see, like, a lot. Oh, okay, I can. It was right there. Okay, anyway. Apparently there's about 300,000 of them that were accepted. So do you really think people are going to desperately want the Bombshell sheet metal double door? I'm not hating on the Bombshell sheet metal double door. I'm just kind of pointing out a massive reason as to why it very likely won't be bought that much. So looking back over to here, we also need to make a quick comparison because that transparency isn't exactly super helpful. I'm pretty sure you can see quite a fair bit through that, but the window is not that big. A little bit awkward. So looking back over to the likes of here. Here. Yeah, you can see so much more. It's a lot less complicated. Yes, it's a penguin, but like, yeah, I'm pretty sure loads of people are going to be satisfied with that, and they won't feel the need to buy this. However, that could potentially be a very interesting thing regardless, and why is that? Well, what we're going to do now is we're going to go look at the likes of, it took a while to do that. We're going to look at all of the double sheet metal doors, and I've got a point to make. Just look at all of these. Okay, let's just make all of them marketable. So these are all the marketable ones. How many of them are in the negative? Only 2. How many do we have right in front of us? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 24, 29. So it looks like the Bombshell sheet metal double door is the 30th marketable one that we've received. But out of 29 of these skins, especially we should also point out it's the bad times, only two of them are in the negative. Now, at this point last year, we actually saw quite a lot of double sheet metal doors being accepted in quite a short amount of time. These 3 skins right here. September, October, November. Last year when these came out, they didn't really sell that much, but they weren't even like initially, they didn't even go up in price that much. They just kind of were there. They were just kind of there. Nothing too special about them. But after about a year, they're now selling for $6, $8, $8. We hardly ever see double sheet metal doors being marketable anymore. It's just like not happening. Yes, we had this being accepted not too long ago. It's down 27%. But if this is it at its worst, I wonder what this is going to look like during its best in January 2024. So, yeah. I get the feeling this isn't going to sell that much. I get the feeling that some newer people who probably buy Rust in December, winter sale and whatnot, they might realise, oh damn, I missed out on that really cool penguin. I keep missing. There it is. I didn't manage to get the penguin, or maybe some people just weren't playing around. Earlier this month, and they just thought, you know what? If I can't get that, I'll just go buy this instead. So I can see it getting some pretty interesting interest as time goes on from here and now. We can't guarantee we're going to see another double sheet metal door with glow-in-the-dark and transparency like that Blizzard ID door. So this might be a perfectly fine compromise for a lot of people. I get the feeling this might do less than 15,000 sales. But in the long term, it will be appreciated, and I do think it will work out quite right in the end. But as a long-term investment, could this still potentially suffer in the short term? Yes, I do expect that. But could this have a perfectly fine, long-term investment? Yes. So if you've got a lot of spare money at the moment, you could consider putting some money towards this. I can see it working out all right, but we don't need to rush into it. This is abnormal. I don't need to rush into buying this. I'd rather wait until next Wednesday, see how many have sold, figure out a price to offer for it, then I'll approach it. And then after that, after I do my abnormal buy order, I'll look at the support afterwards, then I'll make a decision on Thursday if I want to buy some. That's going to be the smartest approach. However, we do need to be prepared that next week is going to be an October 4 swipe. That means it's going to be an early Rust store next week, so just be aware of that, all right? Just be aware of that. But this skin right here, whilst you can easily notice the potential problems that it might not sell that much, that could actually lead to it potentially being a good investment in the future. So just wanted to make that all nice and clear, and yes, you can see through it perfectly fine. It's just not as big as a window. So that, we've got that all established. Let's just now hop over and talk about the rest of these other skins. So I think we should probably talk about Ronin next, because, after this was accepted, yep, it's another core piece. It's a continuation of the Ronin collection. About 2 weeks ago, we had the likes of, what did we see? Ronin Tier 3 armor. Now, initially, Ronin Tier 3 armor, it it didn't really sell that much. It was in a very jam-packed rush store. The same rush store as Abyss Tier 2, I should point out. And yeah, this wasn't exactly the best-selling skin of the week. It did not sell that much. But now we've got our continuation. And now, if you were to go to the front page of the Steam market, you might notice Ronin Tier 3 has been bought out with hardly any stock. Yes, there is only 15 stock for the chestplate at the moment, and there is only 40 stock for the Ronin face mask. It looks like this guy's trying to sell a lot. But anyway, it did go up in price by a lot. There's only so much of this in circulation. The next thing that we have to consider now is how much will all of this sell? How much will all of this Tier 2 sell? Now, fairly recently, with all the recent sales that we've had, let me just close this now because I don't need to look at that. Oh, and that. We don't really... Okay, how do we move on from this? We should point out that Ronin is coming out during the same time as the Redemption Collection. They are both active collections. They are both seeking their newest continuations. I'm pretty sure next week we're going to see Redemption Tier 2 being submitted to the workshop and, well, potentially a candidate for next week's Rust Store. What's going to go on with all those hoodie and pants? That's going to be awkward, isn't it? We don't know what's happening with that. Because, yeah, some people are probably wondering, what am I going to do about my Abyss hood, my Abyss Tier 2 and all that? Please don't forget, Abyss Tier 2 had to have a version 2 to be accepted, so please don't worry too much in regards to all of the active collections. They just probably need to have a version 2. Sam Rhino, well, that'll be version 3. But anyway, moving on. So, all of this, the main thing that we're going to worry about is how much does this sell in comparison to the Ronin. So, over to here, this only has about 14,500 in circulation. Apparently, there could be about 15,000. Chestplate has even less. If the Tier 2 armor does not sell that much, in fact, if it only just about matches up with this, all the better for it, all right? A collection that doesn't sell that much, if there ever were to be a spike in demand, it's going to easily go up in price. And we've already seen a spike in demand for all of this. However, it's the bad times. Not that many people are currently playing. I don't imagine this is going to go up in price insanely right now. But, you know, maybe when we eventually see the hoodie and pants being made and accepted, it might work out a whole lot better for this. We shall see. And that very likely won't be happening until November time. We will explain that a little bit more because we have to explain what's expected for the next Rust stores over the course of October. But anyway, it's nice to see a continuation. The question of, okay, should I jump in and buy some? It's abnormal. Don't need to rush into buying it. So, yeah, let's see how much this sells. We'll look at it Wednesday and we'll make a decision. We'll figure out how much money we want to offer for it for the abnormal buy orders. We'll do the abnormal buy orders, look at the support afterwards, then make a decision if everything's all right with it. But I got to point out, this is competing with Redemption. They are both red collections. Whilst this has a very nice style to it, it's not exactly super flashy, they are still both red. And, well, if you wanted a red set, you got to make a choice. But again, I'll just quickly look at all the previous Rust stores. Notice how a lot of these skins didn't really sell that much, even though some of the skins here are very cool or notable continuations of collections. And then, of course, September 7, this did not sell that much either. I do worry for the San Rhino set. If we don't see San Rhino hoodie and pants next week, it's probably not happening. But still, by default, it's a much more affordable option compared to Desert Raiders. But we're not here to talk about that. So, yeah, abnormal. Don't need to rush into buying it. Should be all right. Let's move on. Right, so we should probably go ahead and talk about the likes of these deplorables. So let's go take a look at all of these. Right, so we got another sleeping bag immediately after having one literally just the previous week. It's a very goofy, funny idea. It's not even called a sleeping bag. It's called a stone. You're going to sleep on stone now. Yes. Okay. So, goofy, silly, but will this hold? Probably not. As I pointed out a little bit earlier, the UAP Pilot sleeping bag was the lowest selling bag out of all the skins this year. And I get the feeling the newest one that we've just seen, the Neanderthal one that we got right there, I reckon that actually might sell even less. There doesn't seem to be that many people that wants to buy a lot of skins at the moment. So, does it stand out as much as like the likes of the UAP Pilot sleeping bag? No, not really. Its design is fairly well. Look, it's a goofy idea in its own sort of way. Like, yeah, we don't have like cavemen or Neanderthals anymore, but maybe some people wish they can. Maybe some people desire that. Maybe it could be useful for the desert areas. There's better options, but hey, it's a cool looking idea. I just personally don't think it's going to manage to retain its value. All the sleeping bags that came out this year haven't done a good job of that. Now, UAP Pilot Furnace only just came out. It only just became marketable. You can't really judge it at the moment. Look at it in about 2 weeks' time and then see if it's still holding up. But this right here, I'm not super confident. We have had quite a lot of sleeping bags this year. We've had 8. Last year we had 8. Oh, no. Now we've got 9. So we've got 9 now. We've got more than last year already. We've still got a good couple months left. And, 2020 had even more. All right, fair enough. But yeah, it doesn't glow in the dark. Which, glow in the darks are very useful for inside your base. Yeah. All right, well, it's not abnormal, is it? That's a thing. We have to point out. It's not abnormal. But by default, we could just keep an eye on all the sales, then make a decision on Wednesday how much we might want to offer for it, whether it's still looking good to actually invest into it. And then, maybe we just wait until the rust all rotates next week and then we consider doing a good barter it instead. At the moment, just doing barters seems to be what will keep us alive. So, yeah, it is what it is. It's nice to see it, but maybe it turns into a deplorable collection. That could be nice, but where'd you go from here, Mr. Zink? Where'd you go from here? Well, turns out he's actually made quite a lot of skins in the past. See, this apparently was set up earlier this year. Maybe he makes a version 2 for this. Maybe we get the Neanderthal stone tools, a version 2 of that as well. Do we actually see a Neanderthal set, or maybe he just makes it purely deplorables? But he did make the AK. Maybe we could get some Neanderthal weapon skins to continue from this. It's been a while, damn, Zink. But yeah, anyway, it looks like this is a collection, but is it going to continue with version 2s of those, or are we going to get more deplorables? So yeah, we'll move. You know what? A double door, which kind of looks like rocks, would actually look pretty cool. Zink, if you can pull that off, I think that I think, you know what? I think that would look really cool. If you could pull that off somehow, if you could make like a double door, doesn't matter which one, and make it look like it's made out of rocks and whatnot, that actually would be a really cool idea. There you go, Zink. I've given you an idea. So let's see what happens. Moon Furnace. Right. So I'm going to be brutally honest with you. I don't like furnace skins. In terms of investing, I don't have a lot of faith in them. And all I have to do is just show you all of these furnaces that came out this year. And what do you see? Yes, the vast majority of them in the negative. Only Abyss has held up very nicely. So unless we see that Moon furnace turn into like a deplorable collection, I can't imagine it's going to work out well. So yeah, like only this is doing good for 2023. Only the porcelain furnace is doing good for 2022. Let's go see 2021. Oh, wow, none of them. None of them in 2021. And only one of them, only Master's Furnace in 2020. So yeah, furnace skins during the year tend to do pretty bad. So what do you reckon's going to happen to that Moon Furnace? Yep, it's probably going to end up exactly like the Pug Furnace and whatnot. Down 40% already. But that Moon Furnace is selling for like $1.49, isn't it? So yeah, this is very likely going to go down to about $1. And I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest. I'm looking at this with a financial perspective. Look, if you happen to like any of these skins, by all means, buy it, use it, enjoy it, support the skin creators. But with the financial perspective, I don't have a lot of faith in it. I don't imagine it's going to hold its value, and I don't imagine it's going to be super profitable. So at best, it's going to be a buy order. And if you could just quickly look back again and look at all the furnaces, you probably understand that, yeah. a lot of furnaces aren't doing very well at the moment. And this is routine. I said this at the very beginning of this year. During the year, furnaces tend to struggle. And look what we look at now. Look at what we're looking at now. So yeah, it was inevitable. Right, so let's just close that. And now let's take a look at Damaged Tiles Rug. So like the first immediate thing that I could think of is like you could set up like some scary sort of like horror themed base. Like you ever watched the horror movie Hostel? Well, all cracked up and Saw, yep, Saw. You can set up your own Saw room now. You can you could capture people, make them do horrible tasks to prove their humanity. Yeah, their will to live. Rust, face punch. We just need to get some chains, if you can, get that, and maybe some knives that we can gouge our eyeballs out with, or maybe those little saws to cut off our legs. We just need them for fun. But anyway. Other than that, I can't really see that much to what else are you going to do with this? It's a little bit awkward, I know, but I have to kind of look at this and figure out what are people going to get out of this, and are there any rug skins that they could do that already with. So again, we should also take a look how many rug skins currently exist, how many have come out this year, and a lot have come out this year. A lot more compared to all the previous years. So, oh, it's fixed now. I think it's fixed. Can we actually look at this properly? Is it... Are you going to work for me? SMM? Show me those skins! Give it to me! Oh, it doesn't work. You're teasing me. Damn it! Anyway, rugs. So it acknowledges that the new skin's in. That's nice, cool. So throughout all of this year, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 marketable skins. When you compare to all the previous years, we had 2. We had 4, we had 2, we had 2, we had 1, and we had 5. Now, this came out years ago, so you can't really think everything's going to work out all right like these did. So looking at over here, you might notice all the rug skins are doing pretty badly. Too many options, and, well, I guess people don't necessarily need a very goofy-looking rug skin. It's awkward. Now, we've had another skin made by Kosem that came out earlier this year. Drywall, and we thought, oh yeah, loads of people are going to probably want to make their base look as if it's in the process of being cleaned up and whatnot. Nope, nobody cared. $2.49, it's now down 60%. Nobody cared for it. So my immediate response is, I get the feeling what happened here might basically happen all over again with the likes of this. It's unfortunate, but people rarely change their opinions, and yeah, it's awkward. I just don't imagine that many people are going to really get that much out of this. I don't think they really want to go all in with the creative idea of setting up a scary-looking base inside. And yeah, it's awkward, but it is what it is. And now you are aware of that, so I don't imagine it's going to work out all right. It's also not abnormal, so yeah, we'll just leave it till Wednesday to figure out a decent price, and we'll probably stick with doing a buy order. I like the idea of it. I just know a lot of people won't appreciate it. So moving on. We have the likes of 2 weapon skins to talk about now. So here is the Blackout double barrel shotgun. This was actually like a late submission during the week that it was submitted. And, well, I mean, it got in. So, yeah, cool. Very nice. Get a good look at that. It's sleek. It's straight. It's very nice. It's stylish. You can't colour the aim sight. That's something... Skin creators cannot... change the colour of the aim sight on a double barrel shotgun. So if you've ever questioned that, they cannot do that. So yeah, it's another Blackout skin. Very cool. But let's just take a look at all the Blackout skins, and we'll discuss what potentially might happen with the likes of this. Now, with the Blackout collection, we've had some certain skins being made before, and, well, I'd like to sit there and say they got carried by the collection. And what does that mean? So everybody loves Blackout Collection. I'm not going to really go too in-depth on that, but I'm pretty sure you could probably accept a lot of people love to use the Blackout Collection, and during the year, pretty much all the skins will be close to being in the positive. Now, there are some issues for some of the skins, with the likes of the Blackout Bar, having 60,000 of them in circulation, so that's always going to struggle a fair bit. But, during the good times, the Blackout LR is usually in the positive. The Blackout Custom SMG is usually in the positive. And why do I bring this up? Well, these items aren't exactly super desirable. But because it's a Blackout skin, I've got to have that. I've got to have the full collection. And they end up quite nicely in the positive at some point. So now I look at the likes of the double barrel shotgun. And you might be sitting there and say, well, hang on, Hedge, I love using double barrels. I love door camping. Well, very weirdly... Double barrel. Come on, show me all of them. There we go. Double barrel. No, show me the gun. There we go. All right. Very weirdly, all the skins that came out this year have not performed very nicely. We also did just literally have Crolet's double barrel baguette shotgun. Yeah. We even had the black gold double barrel. Nope, down 44%. We had the double barrel down 52%. We've had a lot of goofy double barrel shotgun skins over the past few years. But... they just don't seem to do well. Now, again, I should point out, it's currently the bad times. All skins are suffering, but these are suffering by a lot. But this right here, I think we're going to see the exact same thing that we just saw with the other Blackout weapon skins. It's going to get carried based on the fact that it's a Blackout skin. And I think it actually might do quite all right. So remember, weapon racks, very cool. People like to use them. People like to show off all their skins and take some pretty cool looking pictures. I get the feeling that that's going to be a welcome addition for the Blackout collection that people can afford and then use in their flexing rooms. Yeah, I can see this working out quite all right. I think it could do pretty okay. But I don't feel the need to rush into buying it. It's not abnormal. We should sit there and say that. But we can still keep an eye on the likes of all the sales and then compare that with the other skins that came out this year and then make a decision by next Wednesday how we might want to approach it and are we actually going to want to buy it? That's the question I'll raise to all of you. But I get the feeling that we're not going to see that many sales. Like I said earlier, based on all the recent rush stores that we've had a significantly reduced amount of people purchasing skins. There's a lot less of these newer skins that are in circulation. And when we potentially reach the likes of January 2024, I expect all of them to kind of rise up in price quite nicely. Because a lot of people will be returning to playing the game and the desire for them might increase. And, well, if there's only so many of them available, the price is easily to go up. So, yeah. We shall see what happens with the likes of you, Mr. Double Barrel Shotgun, but for now, I'm not going to rush into doing anything. I never rush. I take my time. I keep an eye on all the sales, and then I make a decision next week, so... For now, very nice to see another skin from you, Mr. MDE. What potentially could be next from you? We shall see. Oh, yes. Maybe another Cold Hunter, because, winter's just around the corner. Right, and I do believe this is Sunart's first ever skin to be accepted as a solo, so congratulations, Sunart. Let's go take a look at your AK-47. It's quite whimsical and nice. However, unfortunately, it's the gun itself that's the problem, or more specifically, how many AK-47 skins are currently available? How many of them? There is almost 200. I believe that was 199. Yeah. So I believe this is number 199. No. I meant the start. Okay. This right here is number 199. The next AK-47 to be accepted after this one will be number 200. And basically, if you were to take another quick look at this AK, you can see it's already barely holding on in its price. Yeah. Unfortunately, we've had far too many AK-47 skins accepted this year. We've had tons of them accepted the many years before. And yeah, we have so many in circulation. So, for $2, what AK skin could you buy instead? Well, for a lot of these, you could actually buy two of them because a lot of them are sitting at around $1. But for $2 right now, you could probably go, for a little bit more, you could instead buy the Redemption AR. Or you could buy two AR Nanas, or you could, a little bit more buy the Chameleon AR. Do you understand that just a little bit more money, you could actually buy something that a lot of people think is very nice and flashy? And some people do prefer that, but you kind of have to go quite far back to see the AKs go up in price quite nicely. But yeah, the price of $2 could buy two AK skins. And if people don't think that stands out that much or doesn't look, it doesn't appease to their desires, their needs, you get the idea. If they don't happen to like that much, this is very likely going to go down to $1 as well. Plenty of skins that have come out this year have gone down to $1. And we can just easily point that out once again. Look at all the skins and notice how they all go down by about 50%. So, this is 82 cents now. This is, even this has gone down a fair bit, 40%. Oh, damn, Knights Templar, 86 cents. Emoji's AR, 82 cents. Anime AR, 95 cents. AR Nana, $1.01. Concentric AR, 78 cents. High quality metal AR, yeah, basically a lot of these are about $1 and less than. A lot of these could just get turned into metal, and that very likely will be happening. So, unfortunately, it's the weapon itself, too many. I don't think this really stands out too much. I think it's doomed to be around $1. So, yeah, 70 cents, 90 cents by order. With that was all the skins. I'm very sorry about today in regards to SCMM.app. I'm not sure what's going on. Hopefully it doesn't happen again, but we could still, talk about the skins and whatnot. I'm sure you're basically got the general gist of my thoughts. Right, so let's talk about the recent Rust stores. Have you noticed that a lot of the recent Rust stores have had a lot of early picks? We had 9 new skins today. Did you watch my Rust Workshop skin checks? Because today's Rust store had 7 early picks. We had 1, we had 2, we had 3, Scroll. Wait, 4. Scroll. Yeah, we had a lot. I don't know what's going on, but I have reason to believe that I reckon a Rust store that's coming up might have a few late picks. So let's just kind of talk about that. Let me just keep scrolling away. I should just quickly point out, please consider watching my Rust Workshop Skin Checks videos. We are there to help identify any continuations of collections, and, well, we saw some interesting continuations appear today, and, well, yeah, anyway, so consider watching that. I do add chapters for all of the continuations if you just want to skip ahead to only the AKs or only the clothing armor, for example. It's all there. Anyway, back over to here. I need to talk about the upcoming calendar. Right, so today was the last Rust store for September. Next week will be October 4 swipe. That could be any skins. But for October 12th, that's going to be Charitable Rust. Now, next week, I'm pretty sure we're going to find out all the winners from the contest. What's the contest Hedge is on about? Do you remember we had the contest for... how far back do I have to go? Oh, no. I think you have to look at TGG. So if we go to TGG's workshop, because he's the one who set it up. There you go. Twitch drops. No, not that one. It's the Charitable Rust one. Here we go. So for the October Charitable Rust Twitch drops, it's going to be out of all of these 54 skins. Some of these are going to be winners, and their skins will be the Twitch drops during the Charitable Rust event, which will be taking place between October 14th and the 15th. But for the October 12th Rust store, so yeah, this one right here, we are going to have a Rust store with Charitable Rust skins. Now, the thing I need to point out is I cannot guarantee if we're also going to have some extra skins with them. But do you remember last year we had the Charitable Rust double sheet metal door with the glow-in-the-dark and the see-through portholes there? We also had the likes of the Charitable Rust SAR. We also had the Chef hoodie and the large box. I'm under the impression, based on the recent Rust stores with so many early picks, that we might have a Rust store where we might get some extra late picks, maybe. You know how we randomly had that Berserker Saw a couple of weeks ago, when very weirdly it was actually submitted well over a year ago? I get the feeling, with all of these recent picks, early picks, I mean, we might have a Rust store which might consist of a few very late picks and whatnot. We shall see. But yeah, I get the feeling that they don't want to add some skins that might potentially take away all the attention away from the charitable skins, because of course they do need to raise funds for the charity water this year. So maybe there might be a Rust store without any other skins. That's happened before. So the year before this, it was Charitable Rust 2021, and what did that Charitable Rust store look like? It only consisted of the charitable skins. And yes, the charitable skins are not tradable and not marketable. So it's literally a case of, if you want it, you got to buy it, because once the store's gone, you're never going to be able to buy them ever again, and you cannot trade for them. So, understood? Cool. So maybe it might be this, or maybe it will be a Rust store like last year. So, still no September 28th, damn it. What do I do? Right. Okay. So, with that, oh yeah, you probably saw it. So Halloween is going to be October 19th and the 26th. We're getting another 2 weeks of Halloween this year, so please consider looking at TGG's contest here. Now we're slowly going to start seeing skins appear. Now we can quickly show you some of them. Let's just quickly hop over to home. Here we go. And then I think we saw one of them earlier this week. Yeah, we got like Zombo and Jacko Candy. So yeah, Zombo. Get a good look at that. He did a very cool job of transparency here, Mr. Shedmon, for all the teeth. So that's a cool looking idea. Do you like Zombo? Well, we also have the likes of Jacko Candy Door, made by Humpty. Get a good look at that. Glow in the dark, pretty cool, pretty interesting. So yeah, I already talked about this during my Rust Workshop skin checks, but slowly, little by little, bit by bit, we're going to keep seeing more and more of these being submitted. So yep, consider keeping an eye on this. We're going to have maybe 150 skins, exactly like last year. And the 2 weeks of Rust stores that we're going to have for Halloween, we'll be picking skins out from this list. Last year, it was only the winners that are picked out from the Halloween list, but this year it's going to be 2 weeks worth picked from this same list. So keep an eye on this, and we'll see what's being made and what's being produced, and we could cross our fingers and hope, I love that skin, I hope that gets in. But by default, Halloween skins don't really tend to be very good investments. But we'll talk more about that when it happens. Okay, cool. So yeah, that Rust store, or those Rust stores, would be October 19th and the 26th. And then November, that's where we return to normal. So with all of these continuations that we've been piping on about, whether it's Banana or Abyss or Sand Rhino or High Quality Metal, if we don't see them next week, at bare minimum, we very likely won't be seeing them until November. So there will be time for the skin creators to consider making a version 2 or version 3, depending which skins they are. But yeah, we're going to have gimmicked Rust stores mostly taking up October time. And then, of course, eventually we do reach the likes of December. And then we have Christmas. So, yeah, cool. So, again, sorry about SMM. I know I usually always use it. It gives us good visuals, but we still used it and whatnot. And, it'll be up, later today or wherever you are, and you can just look it through all yourself. But, yeah, based on everything I saw with the newest skins, I'm hesitant. Yeah. I know there's some potential good things in the long term, but, that's been said how many times over the past few weeks? So we're now entering October time. You really do need to make some considerations. CS2 has released. Have you played it? Do you enjoy it? I don't know if it's going to potentially cause the player counts to go down even lower. It didn't come out with any content, which you could consider a blessing, especially if you're a Rust skin enjoyer. We didn't get like an operation or anything, but that still could potentially appear maybe in about a month's time or something. Maybe. Could. We don't have a Counter-Strike major for the full season. Not until March 2024, so maybe they might fill that void and introduce some interesting content maybe a month down the line. We shall see. But as of now, this does appear to be the absolute worst time for Rust skins. If you got money, look at certain skins and start making considerations if you think, you know what, I could probably go ahead and maybe buy some whiteout skins. Surely it'll go up in price around January 2024 time. Yeah, very likely would. All skins are like that. But what are the skins that you think are going to be the best performers? Start making considerations. Look, I told you. So, yeah, attack. Do what you must. So with that, things are looking interesting for the likes of Ronin. Will that turn into a complete set? We shall see. Keep an eye on the workshop over the course of the weekend. Maybe Bad Trip makes something immediately, or maybe he takes his time and doesn't supply that until November time. We shall see. What about Redemption Collection? Well, I'm pretty sure we will be seeing a continuation being made this weekend, and maybe it gets picked next week. We shall see. And what of all of those other collections? Well, much like I said with the likes of Abyss Tier 2, it took a version 2 to be made to finally be accepted. There's a very decent chance we might just have to wait for version 2s to be made for those hoodie and pants and whatnot. Cool. It's updated now? No, don't tell me it's updated now. You're trolling me. Well then. I hate everything. I really do. Damn it. I really do hate everything. Oh, yes, I do. Well, hey, you had a unique Rust rotation stream today. Yeah, good night, cool stuff. Screw this, I'll go to bed. Right, so try and stay positive. Just survive these next couple months, and everything should be a whole lot better. And don't rush into anything. Yeah. Oh, that was abnormal. Well, I mean, it's still not something I'm going to go crazy for. So, anyway, that's that. Thank you for watching. I greatly appreciate it. And, do what you must. Cool. Catch you later. Bye.